Konnichiwa and welcome everybody back to Chrono Reviews. I just opened the mystic box at my door and it's Figma Rider from Fate's Day Night. This figure I pre-ordered just some months ago and it finally arrived. Now let's take a look. Here you can see the figure of Rider inside the window. And it has the command seal on the window. And on the side there is art of Rider. And on the back there is pictures of Rider and different poses you can do. And on the top there is a picture of Rider and it says Figma. Here it says just Figma. And the same as above. It's a very nice figure, I can see. A nice box. It matches the other Fate's Day Night boxes very well. But this one is more purple than the others. Now let's take a look at the figure inside and I'll get back to you to show you the articulation and accessories. Alright everybody, now I'm back with the figure. Here she is, Figma Rider. Now first off, you see that I just placed her there like that. But it's quite hard because her hair is a bit back heavy, so you have to be careful if you pose her without the Figma stand. Now take a look at the figure itself. I think the detail is very good. She's very accurate to the series. And I think to the game too, because they are probably the same. Now take a look at the articulation. You can move her arms in many different poses. You can move the legs, the knees, and the feet. You can also turn the legs like that for different posing. You can turn, you can see at the back, you can turn her torso back and forth. A little bit sideways too, because it's rubber here, so you can... The hair is very rubbery, like this, so you can pose her without it being in the way. It also has this function that the hair can be posed backwards a bit, so you can turn her head more up if you have a crouching pose. And when you have the Figma stand at her back, you see that hole, you can turn the hair sideways as well, like this. So this figure has very much posing possibilities, and I think that this figure, despite being a servant that's not that important in the series, or I mean, well, she is important, but she don't have that big role as Saber and those. But she is a very, very agile character, so she deserves a Figma that can be very poseable. So let's take a look at the accessories. First off, it's the normal Figma stand. There is also this part. It can be attached to this, like this. So you can have it that way. So this will get under long hair a bit easier. I think it's sad that this piece wasn't with the Figma Rin, because Figma Rin needed more. but it was with the Figma Shana, I know that. And it's this, the Figma bag. You can store every extra parts in it. So you could write down Fate Stay Night Rider if you wish. There is also a set of hands, of course. Some alternate hands for holding her stakes, or what is it, needles or something? Stakes, I think. Those other hands for crouching poses and other types of poses. There's also this face with open mouth. You can see her eyes on this piece. The mask on Rider is removable, so you can have her without and with the mask. It's attached to those, so you just put it onto the face and clicks into those. And now finally her weapons. Those. A long chain is even longer than the camera's view. Like this. So there are two of those, of course. Just like with Rin, there is not much extras, because when you put the weapons in your hands, there's just the hands and the extra face. But just like with Rin, Rider do never really use much else than that, so that's nothing that bothers me much. Not at all. Now take a look at Rider again. One thing you need to be careful with is the hairpiece is not fitting too well. It fits good enough, but when you pose her, sometimes it pops off and you need to attach it again. Now let's get her posed.